Good morning, my dear students. I hope you're all wearing your beautiful smiles today. And it is a beautiful Wednesday morning. Oh, it's not Wednesday, it's Tuesday. But we are having Wednesday scheduled today. Now let's have our phonics class. First, let's review the definition of blends. And I would like you to read it loudly with me. What's this word? Blends, that's right. Now let's read the meaning of blends all together. One, two, go. Blends. Two or more letters are put together and each sound can be heard. Right. Now let's review the blends, the three-letter blends that we have already talked about or that we've already learned. First is STR. Let's sound out each letter and blend it well. Okay? S, t, stir. Let's practice reading the words. Straw, strawberry, stress, stretch, street, stream, string, stripe, strange, strap, strong. Awesome. Now let's move on to the next three-letter blend. S, P, and R. Let's sound it out all together, loudly. S, P, spur. Let's read the words. Read with me or read after me. Much better if you read with me, okay? Sprinkles, sprout, spray, sprig, sprain, sprawl, spring, spread, spree, sprinkler, sprint. And the three-letter blend that we have yesterday was S, C, and R. S, K, skr, scram, scream, screech, scrap, scraper, screen, script, scruffy, scrub, scribble, screw. Now let's move on to the consonant, three-letter consonant that we will study today, which is S, P, and L. First, let's sound it out. S, P, and L blend. What sound does S make? S. And what sound does P make? P. What sound does L make? Ooh. Blending them together, we have sp, ooh, spool, sp, ooh, spool. Can you please sound it out again? Spool, spool. Right. Now let's try to have some practice words and at the same time having a little bit of practice game, listening game. Okay? So for the next activity to practice the words with spool sound, we have to listen carefully. Okay? And before we start, let's say the sound of S, P, and L again. What sound does S, P, and L make? Spool. Again, sound it out loudly. Spool. Spool. Wonderful. Now let's practice. So here's the activity I'm talking about. Here are different words with spool sound and with letters next to it. I will say the word. I will read the word. You have to listen carefully and find which word did I just say. Okay? So you have to try to look which word did I say. So this will improve your listening skills and at the same time your reading skills because you already know how to read using the sounds. What you're going to do is listen carefully. What word did I say? And find that word by reading. And then you will say the word or say the letter. Which letter did I say? For example, I will say the word splay. Splay. Which one is splay? Which letter is splay? You have to say the letter. Is splay letter C? No. Is splay letter B? Not really. Is splay letter F? Yes. Then you will shout the word, not really shout because it's gonna be too loud. Just say it loudly. You'll say it loud. You'll say the word, the letter F loudly. For example, I would say, which word is splay? And if you know the answer, let's say letter F, F, F. You can say it 3 times. Okay? But not too loud. Don't go crazy, please. Now, before that, let's try to practice reading all the words using sounds. Let's go to letter A first. Spoon. Spool. 2 E's make long E sound and makes N sound. Spleen. 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 Letter B. Oh, this spleen is an organ, a small organ in our body. It's found in our body. Letter B, we have splint. 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 And when you have the splint, it means you have an injury, like a fragment. Look at the girl, she has a splint. That's why she has to use a support like something to help her walk. So this is a splint, like that mommy leg right there. If you have some broken arm or broken legs, then you have to wear splints. Have you ever worn splints before? Did you ever break your arm or your leg? I hope not. So you have to be very careful. Now let's move on to letter C. Let's read it together. Splash. 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 SH makes sh sound. Splash. Splash. When you splash water, when you make that action with the water. Like for example, the whales, they like to splash water. If you throw a lot of water to your friend, it is also called splashing water. Splash. If there's huge rain and the car runs so fast on the road with water, then the water will splash. That kind of movement is called splash. Letter D, it's splat. 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 So that kind of, it's related to the word splash. So when you see a splat, It's used, okay, so these two are closely related. Let's go to letter E as well. Splat and splotch. Splotch. These two are actions, or when there are some scholars, if you splash water, the picture, not really the picture, but like the thing that's gonna be formed, that is called a splat or a splatter. If you splat it on the wall and you see that form of the paint, then that's called a splat. And a splotch is usually done using ink or using paint. In your art classes, sometimes you will do some splotch artwork. Now let's try to read splotch. Spell ch. I told you yesterday that TCH makes ch sound. TCH together makes ch sound. So that is spell ch, splotch. Letter F, we have spell A. Spell A. Splay. Read together. Splay. Letter G, we have the word spell it. Split, when we divide something. So this is a, actually I believe this is a chopstick. And so first when you buy chopsticks, those wooden ones that's not separated, you have to split it, you have to separate it, and that movement is called split. You have to split it so you can use the chopsticks. Split. And letter G and E, H are related too. So this is called splits. You separate your legs, and that's called a split. Can you split? Maybe Zarina or Jahi can split. Or maybe Evan can split. Maybe your moms can split. So this kind of movement is split. Or splits. You can just say splits or split is fine. Now let's move on. Splits can be the noun and split is the verb. Splodge. Splodge. If you want to make a splotch, most of the time we do splodge so that we can create that kind of art or that kind of painting with a splotch. We splodge. Splodge. DGE makes j sound. DGE makes j sound. So it's a 3-letter digraph. So it makes j sound. Okay? You don't really pronounce D. You don't pronounce G. D and E are silent and G makes soft G sound. So that's DGE makes j sound. Splodge. Splodge. What sound does DGE make? Ja. Right, it's ja. Next, splurge. We know SPL makes spl sound, UR makes sound, and GE makes j sound. GE makes j sound. DGE makes j sound. GE makes j sound. So this is a completely different lesson, which we probably will have next year, because there's a lot to learn in phonics. That's just to give you an idea. Remember, DGE makes jaw, GE makes jaw sound too. Just like letter J, it makes jaw sound. So if you try to read this word, we have spl jaw. Read it again. Splurge, splurge, splurge. And here, let's try to read it again. Splodge, splodge. How about letter E? Let's see if you remember. What sound does TCH make? Right, TCH makes ch sound, so that's splodge. Now let's play the game. Because you already know how to read these words, right? Spleen, splint, splash, splat, splotch, splay, split, splits, splodge, splurge. Now, what you're gonna do is listen carefully to the word that I will say, and you tell me what letter did I say. Okay? First word. Splat. Splat. Which letter is splat? You're right. It's letter D. Let's read the word again. Splat. 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 Are you ready for the next word? Now let's move on. Say the letter so loud. Split. Split. Which letter is split? Split. That's right. It's letter G. G. Split. 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 Let's move on to the next letter. Listen carefully. Next word is spleen. 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 Which letter is spleen? You're right. It's letter A. Spleen. 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 Wonderful, guys. Now let's move on to the next word. Listen carefully. Which letter is splay? Splay. Did we talk about splay? I don't think we did, but yeah, which letter is splay? Right, it's letter F. Spool A. AY makes A sound. Spool A, splay. Splay is when you spread your fingers like that, like in the picture. If you try to spread your fingers like that, it's called splay. Splay your hands. Yep, when you spread your hands or fingers in that manner, it's called splay. Now let's move on to the next word, which is splash. 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 Splash with water. Right, it's letter C. You play with water like that, that movement of the water when there's like a huge force, or yeah, if you step on it, then you splash. 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 Next word we have splits. Splits. Which letter is splits? Right, it's letter H. A while ago it was split. Now we have S. Splits. Can you do splits? We can say, can you split? Can you do splits? Alright, splits. Spool. Splits. Now let's move on to the last word. Are you ready for the last word? Listen carefully. This can be a little confusing. Splotch. Splotch. Which letter is splotch? Splotch. Is it letter J? Let's check if it's J. Splotch. Splurge. Splurge. Splotch. Yes or no? No. Let's try to check letter I. Splotch. Splodge. 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 Splotch. Splodge. Is that right? Very close. So what's the letter? Right, it's letter E. Splotch. TCH makes ch sound. Splotch. 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 Well done, guys! Congratulations on learning this new three-letter blend and learning other three-letter digraphs too. I'm pretty sure reading now for you is a lot easier than few months ago. So remember, very important new things you've learned today. SPL makes spull sound. TCH makes ch sound. DGE makes j sound. GE makes j sound. And you guys can review these words at home. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And if you still have enough time, you can review your homework or sing this song. Okay? Have a great day. Miss you all. Love you.